Mad Goat Coffee is caffeinating our community so people have the energy to take on their lives. Here today to share more and caffeinate us here at ciLiving is the owner, Sam George. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
All right, so can you tell me the story behind Mad Goat Coffee?
Yeah, so we started Mad Goat originally 11 years ago this month in Danville, and it really was a desire to see a shop like that exist in the Danville community. There really wasn't something like that, and we felt like just based on what we desired and just people we talked with that it would do well. And my brother-in-law Drew had some roasting experience, and so from the very beginning we roasted our own coffee. We sourced green coffee. We bring in coffee from all over the world using some different importers, and that way we can make it the quality that we feel like is up to our standards. And that was 11 years ago. That was at one location in North Danville, and then after that, 5 years later, we opened a second location in Danville, and then last year we opened our first location in Champaign.
Wow, so you have just been growing and growing and growing. Well, I mean, we do brew Mad Goat here, so I love your coffee. I can tell from personal experience.
Awesome.
But I know we are going to be making and tasting some like blended drinks, right? What are we making today?
Yeah, we're going to do some ice drinks. Obviously, with any coffee shop, the espresso machine is, you know, the engine of the coffee shop, and it's hard to bring an espresso machine in here.
Of course.
We had to avoid espresso drinks, steamed milk, but we do have our cold brew concentrate, which we make in-house, and this can kind of substitute for espresso. It's not quite as strong as espresso, so you need to use a little bit more, but we do sell growlers that people can buy and take home. The growlers are $20 for a new one, or you can bring it in for a refill for $15. And then you can make cold brew or even iced lattes at home using the cold brew concentrate.
Very good.
So we're going to be using that today.
Okay.
And so our first drink that we're going to make is an brown sugar shaken iced latte.
Okay.
So,
and I see you have a very fancy scale
very fancy scale, which kind of helps out with measurements. So if you want, try to do about 90 to 100 grams of the cold brew concentrate.
Okay, and where's that going to show up?
Right there.
Okay,
yep,
I see. Okay.
So.
Oh wow, it goes fast.
Yep.
And I am making a mess.
He
said he brought a towel in case I make a mess, and of course I'm making a mess.
There you go.
Oh.
A little over 100. It'll be a little bit strong.
110. It'll be strong.
All right. Now we're going to do our brown sugar. So you want to do about 30 grams of the brown sugar.
Okay. Is that
just start dumping
from
it.
the
So
expert?
Here, I can even tear it. So
clear it. Okay. So that was 4 grams. How much did you say?
Do about 30. We're going to make a medium.
Medium. Okay. Adding a little bit at a time. I like it. It's sort of like coffee science. All right, let's see.
Almost
26.
There we go.
32.
All right, and then we have our oat milk. I'm gonna give it a little shake.
Okay.
And then we're gonna fill this up to 12 ounces.
12 ounces. All right. Ooh, look at that beautiful color. I like that when it goes in and it just changes everything.
Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna top that with some ice.
Very good.
All right. Top on our lid, and I'll let you do the pleasures. Hold the lid on nice and tight, and give it some good
give it a shake. All right.
Best practice shake. There you go.
I know that there's like a right way to.
Kind of like back and forth like that. There you go.
Something like this.
Kind of swirl it.
The fancy bartender shake. Is that good?
That looks great. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Now we take the top off, and the nice thing about a shaken iced latte is it gets nice and foamy.
Yeah. Look at that.
Fills up to there, and then get some of that foam and ice in there too.
That's beautiful. I feel like there's like an expert way to pour it out. All right.
So that is our brown sugar oat milk shaken iced latte with cold brew concentrate.
It smells amazing. Oh my gosh, that is so good. And it's actually not as sweet as I thought it would be, because I'm not like super sweet coffee person. I was like, that's a lot of brown sugar, but it's like even.
Yeah, the brown sugar is nice. It's not overly sweet. You can still taste the cold. It might taste a little strong because we use a little bit extra cold brew concentrate, so the coffee flavor.
That's the way I like my coffee.
And normally we make this drink with espresso, but like I said, people can substitute for our cold brew concentrate in any of our drinks for espresso on our app. You can even choose cold brew concentrate instead of espresso.
Okay.
And I find that the cold brew concentrate makes it a little bit smoother. Espresso tastes great, but it can be a little strong to some people who don't want that kind of forward coffee flavor.
Right.
So oftentimes if someone is wanting like an iced drink with coffee, but not super coffee flavor, sometimes I'll recommend the cold brew concentrate as a substitute.
Right.
And it still tastes great, super smooth, but just a little bit of a different effect.
And then let's talk about your app for a second, and then we're going to go to commercial and come back and make some more drinks. But you have an app that you can order ahead of time. How does that work?
Yeah, so we worked with a company called Craver to develop that 2 or 3 years ago now, and none of our locations have drive-throughs, and that's something that is kind of on purpose for us. We like being the kind of coffee house people can come in and experience, and we feel like with the drive-through, it messes with some of that customer experience,
Right.
And so we like for customers to come in, we like to talk with them, we like to see how their day's going and have those little micro interactions that can build up to important relationships over time.
Yeah,
and so we love having our regulars know our baristas and get to know them, but we also know that people are in a hurry. So the app is we feel like it's a great substitute for like a drive-through, where honestly, sometimes you can get stuck on a drive-through and you're stuck.
Right.
The app, you can order when you're leaving your house, you pop in, your drink's ready to go, you can say hey to your favorite barista, and you grab your drink and go.
I like that. So it's really that sort of family-oriented community space.
While still helping people get going with their day.
Awesome. Well, we will be right back with Sam right after the break, and we are going to make some more coffee drinks.